Hello, Button House Confidential fans and Ghost fans from UK, US, Germany, France, and any other country that wants to have their own spin-off of our show. Today we are back with a new video in an interesting setting because we talked about Ghost US today, which is, I can tell you the date. It is the 15th of July 2023, and the UK has just got Series 3 of the US version of Ghosts. We will call it Ghosts, CBS Ghosts, and the UK version, BBC Ghosts. So, I can now make this video because I've seen all episodes that are currently available, and I can give my opinion. In the second episode of a bit of a rewrite, a Six Idiot podcast, my podcast about the Six Idiots, I mentioned that I have mixed feelings about the US version of Ghosts, CBS Ghosts. And the answer to that question is yes, I have mixed feelings. Let's talk about Series 3 to begin with, because then we get the negative out of the way, as in the newer negative rather than the original negative. So, originally, I had mixed feelings, and also the ending of Series 3, and I know the end, I know Series 3 was cut short due to the writer's strike in America, so the ending was going to be underwhelming because they couldn't explore it further like they would have in previous series. I know, but what I quite like in this series is that it explores more themes than the UK version has got to. So, in the US version, overall, we've had people coming back from the dead, ghosts going missing, thinking a ghost has passed on, and actually the ghost hasn't passed on. They've just what's the word for it? I'm trying to think of that word now. They've just moved. They've just been hidden in plain sight until you get to a certain episode and you go, yes! And you find out where that ghost has been. It's a unique cast because other than the woman that plays Sam, I didn't know anyone else. I didn't know any of the other actors. Because I knew Sam as an actor because when I first was watching the US version, I I'm thinking, who is she? What else has she been in? And I Google it, and it turns out that she's from, I think it's Australia or New Zealand, one of the two. And she was the yellow Power Ranger in one of the Power Rangers. I can't remember which one, but she was in the Power Rangers franchise, which is absolutely incredible. So I'd know who she is. And I think that Matt Baton, I'm mispronounced, Thomas Thorne in the UK version, in the BBC Ghosts, appeared in an episode of the US version. I really liked that. That was a good element to add. My overall favourite moments in this version, because I have got a favourite moment, is any moment that's not explored in the UK version. So the bit where they do the seances to try and bring people back, or they end up talking to the people that passed on, and other ghost elements of when they walk into shops and other places. I quite like that element. That's an element that the UK version hasn't and didn't explore as much, which is fine because the UK version was set in a certain way, but because America's a lot more spread out and more more about the highs and the low. It meant that it was more about the ghost rather than the house itself. So in the UK version, it's more about Alison and Mike living in the house with the ghost rather than living in a world with ghosts, which is what the US version is. The US version is about living in a world where she can see ghosts. Jay's sister, knows about the ghosts, and a lot of people know about these things. And it just adds to the open world ending. So I would say that all the ghosts are in the same universe, which we need to have at some point. So whether or not that's a photograph of Button House in the next series, the American version, we can have like the news report that a bit of a news report about it. We can have references because the Six Idiots are executive producers, so they have some, very little, but some involvement within the show, which adds to the point that they don't want that much involvement in it, but they still want to be helpful. Overall, I've got mixed feelings. I don't like some elements. I like some elements, and overall, I think it's meh. I wouldn't choose to watch it. As in, I wouldn't go, oh, yes, I want to watch it, I want to watch it. After I've seen it once, I wouldn't do that. But when the new series does come out, I would watch it immediately so that I can... Well, I wanted to watch it immediately so I can make this video finally. It's so long. Because I wanted to make sure that my opinion of this version was balanced. It had negatives, it had positives. So the positives, as what I've said, is the extra element to the Ghost World. My negative, they had so much potential with the intro, with the theme tune, with the theme music is good, but they could have done a lot more visually instead of just having the ghost image appear, like the word ghost appear, and then just the music going. I would have liked there to be more interaction in the theme tune department, because the theme tune is good. I just would have liked to have seen more things happening, and I would like them to try and emulate a style of the UK version where they had all these ghosts appearing in different rooms, and I think that would make the show a little bit more like, ooh, I like the theme tune. They wouldn't want to skip it. It's like, I don't know, it's probably just an American thing, that the fact that the title sequence hasn't got a lot to it, whereas the theme tune has more. You're more likely to listen to the theme tune than watch the title sequence, if you will. I do think that when you watch the opening episode, Series 1, Episode 1 of the US Office was a carbon copy of the UK version. So was, well, this one was heavily elements, was split into two, of the UK version, and that puts a lot of people off. So if you stick with it past that point, then you sort of get a wider opinion of the show, and you don't immediately like, oh, that's terrible, it's not the original, oh no, which was what my original opinion was. But then I watched on and tried to make sure that I wasn't quick to judge, because you don't want to be quick to judge anything, because the issue with remakes in other countries isn't the actors at all, and it isn't anyone that's worked on the programme, other than the writing, other than the writers haven't tried to make an original, and have also tried to do things. So it's never, this is any programme from any country that's being remade in any country, but it's always down to the people at the beginning. So it might not be the exact writers that write the show, it might be the executives, it might be everyone around them that's pressuring them to do certain elements that they think won't work, but they've had to go with it. And that's why things like the US version of The Thick of It ended up being scrapped and then turned into Veep. So because it was an executive issue, it wasn't the writing that was the issue, everyone else around them issue. And that's what it's like in America with American TV company. They want things now, and they don't want it to be the way they want it to be their way, not someone else's, with them people with the actual talent, not just the bosses going, ah! And so, overall, I think the US version is good. It's okay. Let's use it that way. It's okay. I think Thorfinn has got to be the best character in this. Pete, close second. Flower, close third. I think them three are the ghosts that I think are really good. Thorfinn and Flower are slightly original to the US version, and I think Pete isn't that original, but I liked when we had Matt Baton in it. He was trying to portray like a real life version of Pete, which is the American version of Pete. We have Pat. But Scouts is a universal thing around the world, so that worked. I mean, a Scout. I'm gonna use an American phrase here, but Scout Master. I wouldn't know call it in the UK. It's just a scout leader. A leader. There we go. So, I think that there's a lot of elements in this that work, things that don't work, and everyone's entitled to their own opinion. So if you like it, you like it. If you hate it, you hate it. But I would say, watch it, even if you hate it. Just watch the first 2 series, and then you can make your mind up, and then you can shout out your opinion. I would say hold your opinion until you've seen enough of it. But that's what I did. I didn't shout my opinion out to the masses. Going, it's terrible! It's terrible! The original's better! The original's better! Hear ye! Hear ye! I waited until I've seen enough of it to go, actually, it's literally alright. It's not that bad actually, mate. It's alright. It's alright. And you waited until your opinion. You don't want to quick to judge things. So watching all 3 series made me not quick to judge. It made me think about it, and then I started watching other programs, and in the back of my mind I'm slowly thinking, what do I say in this video, and how do I do this, and I want to make this more like a TV show rather than a YouTube thing, and it just makes you think, well, it's actually not that bad. So, there you have it. Thank you guys for watching. Remember, stay vigilant, don't fall down the stairs if you're in a massive house in America. Don't fall out a window, even though you might have been pushed by ghosts. And be careful whatever you're doing in France and Germany, because we don't want to have to see ghosts unless it's packed. Captain Robin, Pete, Thorfinn and Flower. They're the only ghosts. Oh, well, obviously the rest of the UK gases, so I was just trying to think of a short way to end off this video. Bye bye!